Welcome, drone video fans, and I'd like you to join me on this 10-minute video where I fly about 4 miles along the Lake Erie Shoreline, and we'll get into some details on this in a bit. Tell you about the things that we're passing over and so on. We're rising up here to about 150-160 feet, but I thought I'd give you a little bit of a story on the genesis of this flight, the reason I took this. I'm taking off from the Wheeler Creek area, which is about 1 mile to the west of Geneva State Park. Now, those of you who have been around my channel for any length of time know that I've taken many videos at Geneva State Park of the marina and various things around it while there was construction going on and so forth. But earlier last week I took a trip out there to see if I could find out when they were going to have the barges and dredges removing the buildup of sand and silt in the channel that goes out to Lake Erie from the marina. And so I stopped in the park office where the rangers are and workers, and they told me that this year, due to new state regulations, that that they were going to have a different plan for drone operations there at the park, and that any and all flying of drones would be confined to an area by the crabapple orchard picnic area, and you wouldn't be able to fly in the marina area or any other area, just only in the picnic area, which I thought was unfortunate because, you know, I got so many good videos from that area. So I stopped to think about, well, what if I take off from an area outside of the park and just fly over there, because my Phantom 3, I've flown like 3 miles, and so I parked myself about a mile away, and here you can see we're coming up on the channel, and there's the lighthouse, which I've shot, of course. Some people might remember it. We're going to pop up a quick Google map overlay here that shows the distance of 1 mile from where I took off to where we got to. So we did, once we got over the channel here, we just did a slow pan. You can see back into the marina that there's no boats there, but you along the edge right along the lakeshore, you can see a barge and a flat-bottomed vessel there that they will be moving into the channel here and dredging up the bottom of all the sand and silt and whatnot that's piled up in there, so that the boats can make it safely in and out of harbor. And it's a neat thing to shoot. I shot it a couple of years ago, so if you go back through my video list, you'll be able to see some of that video, just in case I don't get a chance to catch it here. So after going out a mile, we're going to head on back to the left. You see Breakwaters Beach, which has not yet been cleaned up from all the driftwood that gets washed up on the shore, and we're going downwind now. The wind is at my back. Going out, we were averaging around 25 miles an hour, and on our way back we throttled back a little bit and managed to do about the same. You're going to see a pathway here running through the woods that runs right along the lake shore, and last year, because of the erosion caused by the lake, they closed down this path, and it's a real shame because it's a very nice scenic path where people walk and ride bikes and whatnot. But we're going to come up on an area here where you're going to see where a couple of huge chunks of the actual cement from the pathway were there. You see them right there, were broken out and fell down into the lake. And that happened last year, and sorry to say that they haven't affected repairs, and the pathway is still blocked off, so you can't use it, which is a real shame because it's a beautiful pathway, real scenic. we're flying over the cabin area where there's about a dozen full-featured cabins, which are rented usually by people for a week at a time. They come out here and they have all the amenities, you know, heating, air conditioning, and anything that you go on, you know, TVs, Wi-Fi, the whole 9 yards, and they're very nice to stay in. We're just passing Wheeler Creek. You see my little white car there down in the parking lot, and I figured, yeah, I still got a lot of battery left. You know, just only went 2 miles in a very short period of time, so we're going to continue flying here along the lake shore, and just taking a little bit more of the lake. You can see how calm it is, and that's caused by a south wind. Whenever we have wind coming out of the south going back out over the lake gets nice and calm, just like you see it right here. Also along the shore, you see a lot of boat launches jutting out into the lake, and those serve two purposes. They help people to get their craft out into the water, and they also prevent shoreline erosion and add to beach sand. So you know, a lot of people wind up putting those out there. And we're going to go out here a little bit past this point, and once we turn back, you're going to see a road that runs north-south, and it's the road that one of the roads that I take to drive out to Geneva State Park. And I kind of chuckled to myself as I got out here, because when we make this turn over here, and you see that road that you'll see now, that right there running south, and there's some cars going down that right on the corner there, that little corner lot, that's the Driftwood Inn. That place has been up there for ages. It's only open on weekends, Friday, Saturdays, and Sundays, but it's usually well you know, visited by the locals. They have live entertainment, I think, on Fridays and Saturday nights. But we're going back to the east now, going back to where we took off, and I don't think we went quite as far out to the west as we did to the east. I don't think I went another full mile out to the west, but we went pretty far. When I looked at my air data and the flight log information, we were up there close to 4 miles, so it just kind of rounded it off. But you can see, you know, that the lake is nice and calm, and we're again closing in on the area where we took off, and we're, you know, flying over the lake here, so we're not endangering anybody or breaking any laws. We're only flying at about 150, 160 feet altitude, so we're well within the legal bounds here. And as we get closer to the takeoff area here, we're dropping it down and pitching it forward, and I'm, you know, was thinking about landing, but then I says, oh, I still got like more than 50% of my battery left. You know, this is the Phantom 3 Advance, and it can put in a good deal of flying. So I decided just to have a little fun with it. You see some people there picking up shells and different things, and I took it down low here over the lake and just, you know, gave it full forward pitch and started flying it around like an FPV racer, just to have a little bit of fun. And it did go over 30 miles an hour, and at a couple of spots where I had it zipping around here. But the old Phantom 3 Advance is still a good craft, and takes real nice video, and it's fun to fly too. So here we're heading back, and we are gonna land. And I thank you for stopping by and watching this little video. There's my little pink landing pad, and you can see a lot of driftwood there on the beach. Stop back again and leave a comment, and I hope you enjoyed the video.